We continue our player reviews looking at a player that is making some noise here in OTAs in the offseason and hopefully building a head of steam going into training camp. What's up? It's your boy Cintron coming back at you another analysis / maybe mini news video, and I kid you not, that's my real name. Eagles player review, linebacker Christian Elliss. Will Christian Elliss make the 53-man roster? Could he start at linebacker? He did take snaps with the first team at linebacker on the last day of OTAs that we did see that was open to the public. So let's look a little bit closer at this guy. So right now he's slated to be on the number 2 with Sean Bradley, and in front of him are Nicholas Morrow and Nakobe Dean. And we know Nakobe Dean is most likely going to be a starter in the defense because he has a green dot on his helmet, and he's a 3rd-round pick, last year, and we were heavily invested in him. So Nicholas Morrow, he's not making that much. He might be making just at $1 million. Okay, $1.09, but that's nothing. I don't think we would cut him because he would be a viable replacement in case Nakobe Dean or Christian Elliss did go down if he got to start in front of him. But we don't have a studied group, and we don't have a lot of depth. So anything beyond those 3 guys, Nakobe Dean, Christian Elliss, and Nicholas Morrow, is questionable at best because Ben Van Summer is a rookie. Davion Taylor hasn't fulfilled on his promise as a 2nd-round pick out of Colorado. Speedy guy, but just hasn't put it together and has been injured. And Sean Bradley has been just a special teams guy, being a 6th-round pick out of Temple, but he's just kind of as advertised. So Dean is wearing the green dot helmet, as we just mentioned, and will start after understudying behind TJ Edwards and Kazir White last year. He wasn't strong enough to push them, but he was good enough to flash in games like the Titans game where he made 5 tackles or so, and showed his ability, albeit in a small sample size. Morrow, for now, is the other projected starter, but it should be noted that he signed a 1-year contract worth just $1.09 million, hardly starter money, as we just spoke about. But he's a 7th-year veteran. He's seen as slightly ascending talent, but we'll really have to see what he brings to this defense. But I've said in past videos, he's going to be asked to do it all like he was with the Bears last year. He was one of their best players and definite linebacker, surrounded by youth and a lack of talent. So he had, didn't have a choice but to shine. Had a career best in tackles, 116, and flash pass rushing skill, as well as his quick shooting, styling, and diagnostic skills. But he'll share the field with a host of talented teammates. So we'll see. Maybe his stats maybe come down this year, but if they're within a reasonable realm, and the burden isn't going to be put all on him, he might actually play better with worse stats. Otherwise, they have Bradley, who didn't play a single snap in the regular defense in 2022. Wasn't really up to the task, so he got leapfrogged by guys who had been here shorter periods of time. And Taylor, who spent the season on the practice squad, which just tells you everything about our evaluation of him and what we think of him, which is the same thing. Duh. And Van Summer, an undrafted rookie. So, we're not going to count on him. It'd be great if he can contribute on special teams. Right now, Elliss is the number 3 linebacker, and he made some nice plays in OTAs. He picked off Jalen Hurts, and he picked off Marcus Mariota. Pick 6, was graded looked at as a pick 6 on Hurts, and a very nice play on the ball where he got up there and picked it off against Mariota. So we should maybe get to know him a little. Yeah, man, he's worth taking note of. Like I said, he could flash next month in training camp. In the aftermath of their win over the Green Bay Packers in December, the Eagles special teams were criticized as the Packers kick returner Keyshawn Nixon. I mean, he embarrassed a lot of people. I wish we would try to pick him, make an effort to try to pick him up this offseason at kick returner, even though we're good at safety. Find a spot for the guy. Had kick returns of 38, 52, and 53 yards, respectively. At the time, it was merely the latest in a long string of special teams gaffes for the Eagles during the 2022 season. Yeah, it was the unit that was dragging the team down. Offense and defense played at the high levels, and special teams was just lagging behind. So, kind of what is what it was, or was what it is, whichever is correct. Anyways, in their matchup the next week against the Tennessee Titans, the Eagles called up Elliss from the practice squad as a game day elevation, and he helped actually to make a difference on the coverage units. But yeah, he had some some strong brought a strong presence to the special teams and elevated us to a better unit. So he justified that roster day elevation. Elliss would eventually get activated to the 53-man roster and appear in 9 games, including the playoffs. He played in the regular defense in 4 games, getting a total of 31 snaps. I watched those snaps and cut up video of the plays where Elliss was involved. He was pretty active in his rare playing time, but obviously this is still a pretty quick watch. He's number 53, so yeah, it's like I said, with same with Nakobe Dean. It's a very small sample size, but he definitely did, acquitted himself nicely and gave himself more leeway to parlay that into playing time, or at the very least a very hard long look at giving him more snaps, elevating him, and giving him a chance to fight for a starting spot. So that's all you can ask for. Yeah. All right, 10-second mark. Great hustle and awareness on 4th down. He gets a depth of about 15 yards on the field while following tight end, but keeps his eyes on the backfield, sees Malik Willis escaping the pocket, identifies the running back as a scramble drill option, and makes the tackle on the back. Eagles ball. So, yeah, good job. Diagnostic skills. Elliss has a A-gap responsibility and still able to trip up the running back to the B-gap. So, nice. He can flow in between gaps. So, he's showing that good diagnostic skills and athleticism. Nice read, missed tackle, but slows up the back and others make the tackle. So good. He can kind of slow them down and let everybody else parlay to the ball. Again, nice awareness. The 49ers circus offense is in full swing, and they're trying to get anything generated without a quarterback. So they call this abomination overplay. Damn, it was that bad? Elliss recognizes the hijinks quickly, identifies that George Kittle is running a wheel route, and he sprints to get in phase with him. Christian McCaffrey instead throws it to absolutely nobody. The refs feel bad and don't throw the flag for intentional grounding. Damn. Damn, that just read as a terrible sequence. This should have been flagged on the play. Christian McCaffrey made the wrong read and threw it to nobody, and then it just made him look worse, made him feel worse. Then the ref felt bad for him. So anyways, he did the right thing running with George Kittle. So we see here at his pro day, he's an Idaho product. They know for potatoes, but this potato can run. Compares favorably to Kazir White. Obviously he's a little bit bigger. I think Kazir plays like in 220s, maybe 230 now, possibly bigger. But 6'1" and 3/4, 228. He plays like he's 231. Decent arm length, smaller hands, but that speed, 4.58. And it shows up on tape. Vertical 35.5 inches. Also showed up in the OTAs, being able to sky for that ball. Decent broad jump, yeah. Great 20-yard shuttle for a linebacker. 3-cone, pretty good. And the bench press, he's plenty strong. So we can see that, I like that he brings a bit more size, like we mentioned in past videos, that he brings more size than Nicholas Morrow, who's like 216. So I'd preferably, even if we have 2 smallish linebackers, more modern day linebackers have 230 guys playing next to each other, and Nakobe Dean and Christian Elliss. So if you can actually beat out Morrow for the job, I would love that, because Morrow will give us a great depth there. And but I still wouldn't rule out, if he wins the job over Morrow, or even if Morrow does win the job, us bringing in an outside party like a Patrick McQueen, Isaiah from Arizona Cardinals, someone to try and bolster this team, or at the very least, like in Isaiah's case, the athletic profile, because he runs a 4.3 at linebacker, but he has just been misutilized. So that's not out of the realm, but I think these are still 2 decent options, and we're not going to have all-stars all around on every level. I'd say across the board, because Nakobe still could be that, but we have to see what he's going to bring to the ranks this year. But Elliss has a lot of promise, and he would be the longest in our string of developing linebackers who are either undrafted or very low draft picks that go on to excel. Jordan Hicks was a 3rd-round pick, but he was a baller. TJ Edwards, who just left, undrafted free agent discovery out of Wisconsin, who was just a revelation. And we've had so on and so on. I'm trying to say whatever, but we've had a number of guys that have shined that haven't been highly prized, but it's just kind of as goes with linebackers here in Philadelphia. High Roseman doesn't put a huge emphasis on them, but of course, it's still a position that we must fill. So, if we can get a guy that's cheap, come in and we can develop, we're going to put a premium on other positions. So, it's kind of a low priority, last ditch effort position, but we still, of course, want quality there. But we'll wrap up the Christian Elliss evaluation and see what he brings to camp. But it's exciting. It's going to be good to get a hard look at him and see if he gets some first team snaps and he pushes Nakobe Dean, and because it'll just always be a challenge, for him to be pushed by other guys at his position, as well as Nicholas Morrow for that starting position. All right, we'll look at a couple things around the league, and then we'll get the fuck up out of here. All right, Giants running back Barkley doesn't rule out sitting out in 2023 this year. So, trouble brewing in Gotham. I don't know if he's Batman or Robin, whoever, but he's threatening to tear off his mantle and put it to the side and let crime run rampant there in Gotham. So, I mean, I'd love it. Eagles can play the Joker and just tear that bitch up. But, yeah, man, just trouble in paradise. Things haven't even started, of course, but, getting off on the wrong foot. But, hey, I'd love it. And that's all we're going to get into today. A really short video, but still, over 10 minutes, so good. Anyway, that's not the goal. Anyways, you're not even watching, though. It's all good, though. It's all good, because it's always, as always, what do we say? It's fly, Eagles fly, and let's motherfucking go! Like, comment, share, subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron, Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.